I am a huge Coffeezilla fan. Coffeezilla professes to be a follower of Jesus on his Instagram page. And if you guys haven't been seeing the back and forth, well, it's really just been Coffeezilla kind of crushing Logan Paul about a potential crypto scam, allegedly. Okay, allegedly. And Coffeezilla made, 3 videos, a year's worth of research, allegedly.
They were movies.
They were movies.
These things were crazy.
They were very well done. And Logan Paul clapped back today. And boy, was this a great clap back. This Coffeezilla thing hit the same week he went crazy on George Danko over Jesus. Like this back to back. So he was out here looking like a fool with anyone that was religious, and he was out here looking like a fool with anyone that cared about not scamming people on the internet. That was a bad week. And so he finally decided to clap back, and I thought this clap back was marvelous. So let's check it out.
Coffeezilla. I watched your 3-part series called Investigating Logan Paul's Biggest Scam, and like many on this platform, you have successfully used my name for views and money. While your work used to be impartial, your addiction to clicks has clouded your judgment, and you've made very real errors with very real repercussions.
So there's a little bit of how would you say? A little bit of a threat there.
Definitely a little bit of a threat.
A little bit of a threat there, right? And so out the rip, he
very
says,
Andrew Schultz of him too. The opening with like the da-da-dun, and then the he's definitely like kind of that
is
timing.
very Andrew Schultz. Yes, that's actually a good.
You took a shot at my reputation. So in this video today, I'm going to be defending myself with facts, something that you have gotten in the habit of twisting as you continue to morph from an investigator to a gossip channel. You see, Coffeezilla tried to work with law enforcement in the past.
Now I don't know how he got this information.
Logan Paul is connected.
Logan Paul went and did his recognizance work.
He didn't do any recognizance. He paid money.
Yeah, I don't know how he found this out, but this is very interesting that he went and got a picture of this dude in what, high school, junior high, college?
Or something.
Yeah, so he pulled out all the receipts and definitely crafted this very well.
But his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, and he's nothing more than the Keemstar of crypto and finance. But
sheesh!
You don't want to be the Keemstar of crypto and finance.
Keemstar of, that's bad. That's bad. If anybody ever called me the Keemstar of Christianity,
of anything,
it's like the worst insult ever. Bro.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
That's brutal. Yeah, that's brutal. Okay, let's keep watching.
As opposed to just telling you, I'm going to show you some of the core discrepancies that I caught in Coffeezilla's investigation. Coffee, you interviewed the developer who stole the game code, fled to Switzerland, and held it hostage for $1 million. Well, his name is Zach Kelling. Surely, as the internet detective that you proclaim to be, you would know that he spent time in prison for multiple felonies, one for aggravated robbery, armed robbery at a liquor store, and the other for, surprise, obstructing the legal process. I can see why you kept him anonymous.
Who we'll be calling Z here.
I guess among many things, it doesn't surprise me that he lied about having 30 engineers and a $50,000 a week burn rate.
So first of all, that's kind of telling that Coffeezilla kept him anonymous, I guess, as a source when you're doing this kind of work.
Yeah.
You're supposed to keep people anonymous?
That's true. Logan gets the benefit of being able to clap back and reveal and make it Coffeezilla look like he's withholding information.
Yes.
And it could have been, hey, I'll only be in your video, Coffeezilla, if you make me anonymous. And so he's like, well, I'd rather get his voice in the video than not. But Logan gets the benefit of making Coffeezilla look like you're withholding information. So now I'm like, oh, Logan's got some points here, man.
Yeah, no, that's true. And that could have been completely innocent on his part. I know oftentimes people who, and again, this is where it gets murky, right? Is this media? Is this entertainment? Is this investigative journalism? Like, what is it that we're entering in, right? He calls himself like the internet's detective, but like there are kind of stuff they have to follow. And so, but they don't have to reveal all their sources. You know, you could talk to people and they don't have to reveal all their sources. So yeah, it's interesting. All right, let's go.
Which, side note, is how this delusionist landed on the $1 million code ransom, but it turns out he only had 3 engineers. Wouldn't someone with journalistic integrity know their credible source had not only an agenda, but a fondness for orange jumpsuits? Or did you just hear what you wanted to hear and moved on? Because even if you're lying to yourself, Steven, you still have to believe it. And I know what you're thinking. What type of idiot would work with an unsavory...
Wow,
he called him Steven.
He called him by his government name.
He went government on him.
Kind of called him by his government name. All right. Now here's an interesting point because he says, what kind of dude would get scammed by this? And listen to how he frames this. This is actually good framing for him in terms of his argument.
Individual like Zach Kelling. I guess that's what I get for trusting the team that I relied on to vet and manage Eddie's hiring process, who has turned out to be a professional con man that I have since learned fooled billionaires, the Mormon Church, the owner of the New York Yankees, and now me. And
So that's him saying, look, I relied on my team to vet. They got duped, right? So he's like creating a layer of separation, but he's also saying, but this guy also scammed the New York.
He scammed massive organizations
yes.
and very people that have a lot of resources.
Yes. So then it's like, well, I'm Logan Paul. Like, I got scammed too, but look at all these other people that got scammed, and I tried to vet them, and my team failed.
Oof.
So it's good framing for.
He's like,
his
it was not a team effort with hiring this guy.
Yeah.
It was 100% my team. They're all fired.
Yeah. You knew Emilio, the gentleman who supposedly let his child invest in a cryptocurrency, was allegedly responsible for 2 rug pulls before you interviewed him. So either you missed that or you knew it and failed to let the public know. Why? Because it was a clear sign that he was also untrustworthy. You seemed pretty excited when the guy told you that he couldn't hatch the eggs.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No, I'm telling you, just a picture.
You're kidding. You can't hatch?
You're kidding. You can't hatch?
You can't hatch?
Yeah, 1 second of research would prove that to be false, as you can definitely hatch eggs and even breed your animals.
Click on that.
Okay, so that's brutal, because what basically he's saying is, you're saying this isn't a functional NFT. Not that I care about NFTs, but like one of the perks of this NFT is you can hatch the egg. That's the gimmick, right?
Yeah.
And he's saying, you told people you can't hatch, but he's saying, had you just done one more step of research, you could have easily found out that you can hatch.
Like, I was never going to do the research, but I saw the Coffeezilla video and was like, wow, I can't believe Logan made something that didn't even work.
Yeah.
And then bounced.
Yeah.
When in reality, it did work.
Yes.
In a
Yes.
sense.
Oh, we got a duck.
And as you pointed out in your fine print, cross-hatching was available on ETH at one point, but you perpetuated the opposite as truth with your chest out.
Basically, nothing wored.
And by the way, Guy, almost all NFTs are just pictures.
I'm telling you, just a picture.
And surely a real internet
It's just a picture.
Yeah, that's
detective
good.
would not break criminal and civil laws in trying to get information, right? So why have you allowed the illegal recording of Jeff's phone call without his permission? And then more like an internet criminal, post it online.
It was interesting. It was like, this is wild.
Now, although you didn't verify any backgrounds, substantiate any evidence, took
So he's saying, like, you broke the law by leaking this recording.
Yeah.
Because I think in certain states it's one person has to give consent, and so if you have a leaked recording of something that neither person gave consent to come out, then you can be in trouble for it.
Oof.
So he's now accusing him of,
Federal crime.
multiple criminals' words as truth and broke laws, you still publish the defamation. However, unlike you, the blockchain doesn't lie. So let's highlight some things that you did point out. Crypto King Jake stole $6 million. True or not, we had already removed him from the team when we realized he was a bad actor and his motives were purely financial. Conman Eddie, lead developer, stole $1.7 million. True or not, when we learned he was a bad actor as well, he was immediately removed from the team. While myself and Jeff sold nothing and
What?
We do have to acknowledge, though, they didn't just accidentally hire one scammer.
Yeah, they hired multiple scammers.
Bro, how are you hire 2 scammers? Like, how bad does your network have to be like, oh, our number 1 guy on this project accidentally became a scammer, and our number 2 guy couldn't take over for him because he also was a scammer.
There's a lot of scammers involved in this line of work, bro.
Like,
There's a lot of
2?
scammers involved in this line of work, apparently.
made nothing as verified through investigation and the blockchain.
Jeff, Logan's manager, to my knowledge, never sold. Neither did Logan Paul.
I repeat, Jeff and I made no money and will never make any money on Crypto Zoo. In fact, we only lost money trying to pick up the pieces. As has been the case with dozens.
So that's an interesting thing. Like, he's saying, like, yeah, we messed up. Yeah, we were incompetent, but we lost money.
Yeah. He says we lost money. And then also what he says in the future, he alludes to why he also went ghost. And it was a decent reason. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
Of crypto and NFT projects, the space is unfortunately ripe for bad actors to infiltrate projects that start with even the best intentions. Jake the Snake is no longer affiliated with Crypto Zoo, and we hope the money he reappropriated was worth ruining his reputation. Conman Eddie is being investigated by a higher authority that I cannot speak on. As you can imagine, I was not cleared from legal to discuss much of this, including the legal process being undertaken and the criminal investigations going on during the fallout, but I do appreciate you calling out that rats under my nose stole the game code, millions of dollars, and left
The rats under my nose.
and I abandoned with no team and knives in our back. But even after 12 months of work, you've still managed to overlook one crucial piece of information. See, even though I've said it's coming so many times, you've assumed that Crypto Zoo isn't being made. Who are you to decide when the development timeline ends? I got everything stolen from me and our community, stopped promoting publicly as soon as I knew the extent of the internal issues, took all of the heat on social, and you still published a fully knowing I was innocent just so you could enrich yourself in your $10 million studio. Sharp, but deeply unethical.
Yo, this jab at the $10 million studio is kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that he dressed
You
up
still
as him.
published a defamatory hit piece, fully knowing I was innocent just so you could enrich yourself in your $10 million
Like, he literally shot that just for this video. Yikes. Wow.
studio. Sharp, but deeply unethical, dangerously misleading, and illegal. I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're gonna
Why? What's with the diss on Patreon? Why are we dissing him pumping his Patreon? That's kind of funny.
need it. And maybe we could have talked about this if you had reached out to me personally, not my manager Jeff, who is not me, Steven, but the first time you did was on Christmas Eve after you released your series so you could rely on false statements and unreliable people used recklessly.
Now, one, this is shocking that he's making himself appear as if he could be reached out to personally. Two, this is interesting in that he is saying Coffeezilla didn't reach out to him till Christmas Eve. He did this whole thing and never reached out to him until Christmas Eve. That's kind of wild, if that's true. If you're enjoying this video, guys, smash that like button one time, please.
The subject line was third request for comment. Yeah, not quite. This will be my third time reaching out to you and your team. The first 2 times were through your manager, Jeff. The first 2 times were through your manager, Jeff. Okay, so the last time on Christmas Eve, after the fact, was to me. You have a funny way of twisting things.
So, does he have to reach out to him? I mean, I don't know. I think it would have been good to go above board and reach out to him, but not only reach out to him on Christmas Eve. That's a thing.
Also noticed you left out that part on Twitter. Why hide that? Trust me, CryptoZoo is coming. I will make damn sure of it. And honestly, it sucks that after years of personal reform, going through trials and tribulations and busting my ass to evolve into a person that I can say I'm actually proud of, you led the charge to drive and monetize a narrative telling millions of people that I'm a fraud or I tried to scam my audience. That is patently false. This video is mainly for my fans and anyone who's on the fence that I hope I can help understand a situation that is tremendously complex but has been oversimplified for both views and clicks. And lastly, Coffeezilla, I now know your motives with this. Clout and money, good for you, but also you're slimy as so I'm not going to come on any of your podcasts. If you want to come on Impulsive and talk about this, that's fine. You've denied my invitation multiple times. You're still invited. It can be a one-on-one. If not, we're going to handle this ourselves while we continue to build CryptoZoo, and I'll see you in court.
Sheesh. All right. So there's a lot of smoke there, right? There's a lot of smoke there. So now let's see what how Coffeezilla responded. So let's look at these responses. So this is Coffeezilla clapping back. He said, it was only after not getting a response from him that I began calling his manager Jeff for answers about the CryptoZoo developers and got comical responses.
One of the development team.
Hello?
Hey, Jeff. Hey, sorry to bother you. This is Steven with Coffeezilla. I'm calling because I've heard reports that CryptoZoo hasn't paid their development team, and I'm just reaching out for comment before I do this story. I got your number from one of the development team, and they just wanted to. I just want to follow up on that.
I have no comment for it.
Okay, are you guys denying it, or are you saying it's not true?
Just no comment. I don't think that the information is true.
Okay, because they're saying $1 million hasn't been paid in development for CryptoZoo. And Logan Paul said publicly that it has been paid. So, I mean, it's pretty serious accusation, and obviously, I don't want to just run a story. If you guys have a whole side to your story here,
Your job as someone that is reporting news is to actually verify correct news.
Right. That's why I'm calling you.
I know, and that's legal grounds for that stuff. So I'm just telling you, legally, you have to report correct news with verifiable information.
Right, that's why I'm calling you. They've given me a lot of things, a lot of evidence.
Okay, well, okay, you can have the evidence you want, but I'm just letting you know, if you report anything on us, I appreciate your business, I appreciate you as a person, and I'm just telling you, from a legal standpoint, as we've been advised always, is if anybody reports fake news, that's where we won't,
All right, so that's his first tweet response. All right, and then it says, Logan Paul responded, TLWY, Zero apologies, zero addressing victims, zero accountability. I will reply in full when I organize my thoughts, but for now, Logan accuses me of not reaching out to him directly until December 24th, but doesn't mention I reached out over a year ago prior on Instagram. Let's go, Coffeezilla! Hey, Logan. I've been trying to reach people from the CryptoZoo team to get comments on the emerging story that the devs for this project haven't paid. I have 2 really good sources saying they have not been paid by CryptoZoo. Well, so there you go. He reached out over a year ago. Then he says, so then Logan Paul writes back, if you expect to see every DM that comes through from every social media group, media's gossip channel, trying to make a name for themselves, you're ridiculous. And like I said in my email, I did get your email 2 days ago after I called out your failure to respond on Twitter regarding the live stream invitation. You said I asked you for comment multiple times over the course of a year. You refused. Any proof of that? Or is this another lie? I searched my email and didn't see any outreach from you until Christmas Eve 2022. You scrubbed the blockchain for a living and somehow managed to text my personal phone number yesterday. Wow. I can't imagine you didn't have my professional email. Interesting. All right. That's what Logan Paul's saying back. This is hardly important with all the insane lies on Logan Paul's new video. But did he say he was going to sue me? And also say he'd love to host me on Impulsive? As a trap. He did kind of make it sound like he was going to sue him. He said, I'll see you in court. So this is Coffeezilla's response up to this point. Fear not, CryptoZoo holders who spent millions in 2021, the basic game might be delivered in 2023, 2024. And definitely not because I made a video series about it. Reviews are in for Logan's response video to CryptoZoo. Wow. Yeah, they're roasting this dude. Does anyone else feel like he should have responded more in detail than a 7-minute video? The best thing he could have done is go after those guys and refund the people who lost their money. Woo! Well, hey, listen, this just goes to show a few things. One, none of us really know what the heck's going on. It sounds like Logan Paul was definitely doing some shady stuff based on all the Coffeezilla 3-part video series. 2, it sounds like he has some sort of justification for this, but who knows? And 3, this is why you don't fool with the latest investment opportunity being pumped by YouTubers and social media influencers. A lot of people jumped out the window on these NFTs. A lot of people jumped out the window on all this stuff. And very few people have really done right by their audience. I think the only person that I've seen that's kind of done an okay deal with this whole thing is Gary Vee, strictly in the sense that his NFT seems, and again, seems because I'm not super educated on it, but it seems to be attached to an actual a live event. So you're selling an NFT, but you're not selling, it's not just an image based on speculation that the image is going to increase in value. You're actually selling it with an utility to it. And I think Gary Vee, from my understanding, is the only one that I've seen do that. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but that's kind of that's kind of where I'm at. And so just be weary of like the stuff you're investing in. A lot of times, man, it's the tried and true ways of building wealth. It's the tried and true ways of living on less than what you make, investing the rest into either the slow path of retirement or into developing more useful skills and being more of a Renaissance man that could do more, or preferably a combination of both, right? Like having a Roth IRA as well as developing yourself and educating yourself, right? I think it's a combination of the two. And so it's like, if you're expecting to just get rich based on speculation, even with day trading in the stock market, like that's dangerous. Remember the whole GameStop debacle, right? And the AMC debacle. And so, and if you think it's just going to come easy to you, it's not. These things take time, Hey, this clip is from our daily after party stream. If you enjoyed it, consider signing up for our Patreon community for only $5 a month, where you get access to the replays of our daily after party streams, as well as the uncut extended versions of our podcast. Discord access that's private, and a discount code for our merch store, only $5 a month. And ultimately, it's the best way to help us contextualize the gospel of Jesus using media, podcasting, and of course, YouTube. The link for that is in the description or in the pinned comment. I promise you, the perks are amazing. You should get on there. It's only $5 a month. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace.